Put away your high blood pressure medicine, unplug your ventilator, and open your eyes to the Football Podcast official Baltimore Ravens post-game show. The NFL game of the year. So far, through 5 weeks, the Baltimore Ravens outlasted Cincinnati Bengals 41-38 in overtime. One of the craziest Ravens games in history. You know, we're going to talk all about it. Make sure you check that out. Hit that like button. Bulldoze that bell sound all down below. The Ravens are above 500, 3-2. So we're back with you here on the Flex On Podcast. Only place giving you your Ravens coverage how you want to need it. James Paul here. Get to it. Ravens are in the win column yet again.
In the noisy confusion of life, keep peace with your soul.
Woosah, Ravens flock, as the Ravens survive in Cincinnati and win in overtime by a score of 41-38 in the game of the year. We're back here on the Flex Zone Podcast, the only place giving you your Ravens coverage how you want it, fellas.
When you need it.
We're back. The gang's all here. I got DMVD, D.O. Damas. I got Big Raj, and we got you, Ravens Flock and Flex Zone family. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button if you're new. Sack it, stick that like button, leave us a thumbs up, and go ahead. Let us know how you feel down below by voting on the poll and hitting that bell to know when we're live. Lots of content on the channel, but let's get straight to it. D, I'm going to start with you. First of all, how you doing, DMVD? Welcome back to the program. Good to see you.
Byron, D.O. Damas. I said this is going to be the big pick'em of the week. The Ravens take care of business, and the Ravens are the first 2 weeks, and the last 2 weeks all showed up in one game. And it was a whole bunch of stuff. The offense still kept going, but the defense was the first 2.5 games, and they couldn't stop anybody until Marlon Humphrey got that pick, and that pick really won the Ravens the ball game. If they didn't get that interception, it would have been a wrap. But Byron, we've been busy on Dime Sport Network. We're about to be real busy in October. We've got a lot of stuff coming up, a lot of basketball special projects, high school football still rolling, and it's been a busy time, man.
Big Raj, social media producer, as he sips his drink. He is having heart palpitations. How you feeling, Big Raj? Good to see you again, my guy. And as always, we got to intro you the right way.
No bread, no water, just hate.
Finish him, Daddy.
That's one big son of a bitch!
Thank you, Pat McAfee. Thank you. Bro, I had to come down off of that high, man. That was a crazy. That was a crazy ass game, man. That was insane. I was literally going nuts here. I was going crazy. I was jumping up and down. I was doing all kinds of shit. I'm not even gonna sit here and lie to you. I was going nuts, bro. Lamar Jackson, man, kept us in this football game the entire time. Joe Burrow was doing whatever he wanted to do against his defense. Stevenson was getting cooked left and right. Nobody could make a play, and then all of a sudden, Lamar was just like, you know what, screw that. Give me the football. We're gonna go down the field. We're gonna score a touchdown. We're gonna keep up with them. And every time, Burrow and them scored a touchdown, we scored a touchdown right back. That's what I'm talking about, man. The entire offense showed up today, from Bateman to Zay Flowers to Mark Andrews, who finally got some catches, to Collards. Everybody showed up, man. It was a team effort on offense to keep this team in the game. And shout out to Marlon Humphrey, man, making that game-changing pick. to help us get that field goal because Justin Tucker showed up today as well with a 56-yard field goal make, man. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about. I'm very happy, man. I am. This is a great win for the Baltimore Ravens because God knows we needed that shit today because Lord have mercy. Cavante's in the chat. He knows what's coming next week. We got to see the Commanders. And, man, I'm pumped. I am pumped. Lord.
We will get to that preview. That's going to be the biggest Ravens Commanders game in history. No doubt about it. Raj, I'll start with you since you're on the screen. How did you feel about this game? I know coming in, we were confident that they could beat Cincinnati, but you see him go down the field the first drive, which was masterful, 12 plays, 70 yards. Derrick Henry's running the ball. Lamar's throwing the Flowers. Flowers has over 100 yards today. He hits Bateman even for a touchdown. Early on, they were clicking, but then defensively kind of made it a little nervous. But what did you think about the overall game, the highs and lows you mentioned?
Bro, it was a roller coaster. After that first two touchdowns, it was a roller coaster, man. Like I didn't know what to expect, especially when the Bengals really started getting going, and nobody could stop them. I was like, bro, what is going on? Like I thought the Ravens would, be able to control it after the first couple touchdowns, 14-7. I'm like, this is your typical Ravens game. They're going to find a way to shut them down in the second half. I didn't think it was going to be this kind of game. I had no idea. But, like I said before, shout out to Zay Flowers. Shout out to Rashard Bateman. Shout out to Kolar. Aguilar had one catch that was okay. And what's the other tight end?
Likely, your boy.
Likely. My boy Likely. Yes. They were great, man. They held it down today. I'm very happy for them because everybody was asking, where's this passing game? If we keep running the football every week, Derrick Henry has to run, for about 100 yards a game. Why can't anybody else get the ball? Why can't Zay get the ball? Why can't Bateman get the ball? You know what I'm saying? We've been wondering where was this offense at? And finally, when it mattered the most, they showed up. They showed up when it mattered the most. So this is good. This is a good confidence booster. Hopefully, Zach Orr got his ass whooped today, calling plays. He got his ass handed to him today. Let's not mistake this. He caught a lot of bad plays. Where he's playing zone and trying to blitz, and then Joe Burrow was picking it up and finding a wide open man almost every single time. But he adjusted finally in the second half. Thank God, and he finally got it done. But like I said before, man, today was a team effort. Today was a team effort. They had to win this game because next week, like I said before, man, it is going to be crazy trying to fight against the Commanders, man, which they look like they damn near unstoppable.
D, do I got you in? You good, D? Are you good? Do we got D?
I know you can hear me. Yeah, there we go.
D, I wanted to ask you, because I posed the question in the chat. Ravens, could they play from behind, like Rod said, when they couldn't run the ball and know they can pass? They came from behind. They were down by 10 points in the third quarter when we probably thought this game was going to get out of hand. They got it done coming from behind.
Byron, we did mention that in the chat. And I think when you mentioned it, that's when Chase had that one play straight for the touchdown. And I was like, oh, God. I don't know if you can. Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah. All right. Yeah, he was number 2 on the street, man. He was terrible. He should walk back from Cincinnati because they picked on him like something terrible. And if it wasn't Wiggins or Marlon Humphrey on Chase, Chase had a field day. Higgins had a good game. He had 2 touchdowns. So the Ravens secondary was god awful. The pass rush really disappeared in the second half until very late. And then in overtime, they was able to get a little pressure on. But the Ravens, they showed today they can win a shootout, man. Because that was one of our greatest fears. That they win the game where they had to put up a lot of points. And they showed they put up a lot of points. The offense kept up. And then I'm going to keep saying, when Humphrey got that interception, that turnover, that really saved the game to me. Saved the game, kept it at the end of regulation, and then they was able to win it in overtime.
Well, then I'm gonna go right back to you. Lamar Jackson, the reigning defending MVP, and I think right now it's now he's about to be the MVP front runner again. He beat Josh Allen last week, beats Joe Burrow again, 26 of 40, 348 yards, 4 touchdowns, only sacked once. What do you think about Lamar's performance today? He also had 12 carries for 55 yards.
Thought Lamar performance was typical Lamar, man, getting it done. He had some instances where it felt like he wasn't going to get rid of the ball in time, and he made something happen. The touchdown, the same touchdown to Lightly, he made something happen. And that's our quarterback, man. I mean, with stuff during the week, and Roger, we were talking about it with that Johnson Nick Wright on FS1. He had the nerve to, and some of the pundits out there, would you take Burrow over Lamar? And then some people saying yes, and I'm like, but Joe Burrow's only beaten the Ravens once, and Lamar Jackson's beaten the Ravens 4 times. I mean, beating the Bengals 4 times, down 5. So I'm like, I'm taking Lamar all the way. Lamar showed again he can get it done. He's definitely in the MVP conversation. Should be there once again. It's no contest to that because Lamar said, "Hey, they scoring and our defense can't stop them. We're gonna keep up." And he did. And he got the job done today.
Ryan, you gotta love seeing Lamar. We know he can run, but some of the throws he made today, yeah, he might have missed a few, but he made some throws to our boy Bateman, your boy Likely. Flowers had over 100 yards. We saw everybody get the ball. He spread the ball around. He didn't lock in no receivers. He's been doing a great job all season with that.
Yeah, he's been doing a good job all season, man. A good job all season. And you know what? I question Lamar a little bit today because I'm like, he started the game off a little bit shaky, where he was throwing the football, and some of them throws was like, bro, what are you doing? Like, because it was like one ball to I want to say it was to Andrews. Matter of fact, it was a touchdown throw to Andrews. It could have been a touchdown throw to Andrews, and he completely like missed it. Well, he didn't completely miss it. He threw it to him, but Andrews had to adjust to get the football. It was throws like that. It's, it is being a little picky. I'm being a little picky about it, but I mean, Lamar had to get warmed up, I guess, because he's not used to having to do stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Usually we're whooping teams' asses or whatever's going on. But as the game went on, as the game unfolded a little bit more, he was really hitting them on the money, man. And Lamar, like I said before, was doing everything in his power to play hero ball, and it worked today. You know that the play with Likely, the second touchdown that he caught was insane. It was crazy. And shout out to that man, Zay Flowers, man, who uh, who did his thing, man. 120 yards, 111 yards in the air, 7 receptions. He was good today, man. He was really good when it mattered the most. He made a lot of third down catches, which was great. Um, but like I said before, man, that guy Bateman, man, got to get him the ball a little bit more, man. Get his confidence going. Get him involved in the football game. Everybody keeps saying that he's a bum or he's a bust or he can't do this, he can't do that. You got to give him the football sometimes to see what he can do. And today he showed up big time for him, especially in the overtime. I think he caught a couple good balls. So, like I said before, man, the entire offense played well. I'm very happy for them. Um, Special teams though, they had a it was a little shaky, but I think they were missing I forgot it. What's the dude that got hurt? Hardy was
Hardy,
his name.
Deontay Hardy.
Yeah, I think Hardy had an ankle injury today, I believe, and Tyler Wallace had to take over on some of the spots, and then they had Colliard, the running back. He came in, and he was a little iffy as well. But yeah, man, the offense, like I said, they kept him in his game, and I'm just so proud of him, man. I really am. So, it was a career day for Lamar, man. Career day, not quite the Jackson 5 that we've seen before, but 348 yards in the air, and four touchdowns and 55 yards rushing is nothing to sneeze at. Don't be surprised if he's AFC Player of the Week.
Derrick Henry made history today. He had 15 carries, 92 yards, that 51-yard run in overtime. He surpassed 1,000 career yards and 100 career touchdowns. How you feeling about Derrick Henry? Man, is that signing looking good? And he is right now the best running back in the league and leading in rushing.
No question about it, man. Career day today for Bo Derrick Henry, as we like to call him. And he was able to close the game out, shut things down, get the job done. And the Ravens, he's definitely been huge for us, and I'm glad he is on our side now, not on the other team. It's so great to have him. We needed that oxygen mask there, everybody, because it's been a road. Last week was a anomaly. Now, when Derrick Henry busted off on that first play for a touchdown, people was calm, people was smooth. We didn't know how to take the fourth quarter, but this week we was back to normal. It was stressing, but when Derrick Henry got that ball in overtime after that missed field goal, I was like, I'm all right, we good. We are good. And that's the kind of confidence you need to have in your running back.
Oh, there
Ryan,
you go. There you go.
what you think about your boy Bo Derek?
Hey, man, he's been a blessing this entire season so far. He's been doing this thing over 500 yards in 5 games. He's been killing it, man. He's been doing this damn. Look at that run, man. Look how fast that brother is, man. Get off of me, man. That's what he was telling us. Get off of me, man. He's beautiful, man. He did his thing, bro.
One big son of a bitch! Finger licking good special. That's what I'm talking about. All this.
Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? That's what I'm saying, man. Bo Derek was fantastic today, man. He was fantastic. He was great. I loved it. Loved every bit of it. But you
Let's
know
get
what,
to
man?
the go ahead. Yeah, go. I was
No,
going to
no,
say, what you
no,
think
no.
about the rest?
Go ahead.
What you think about the rest of the offense, Raj? We had Justice Hill 5 carries, 17 yards. Flowers had a carry for 9 yards. Flowers had 100 yards, as we mentioned. Kolar with a touchdown, 3 for 64. Bateman 4 for 58 with a touchdown. Andrews 4 for 55. Tylen Wallace 2 for 31. Likely 3 for 13. 2 touchdowns. What you think about these weapons? As you mentioned, Aguilar and Henry both had a catch as well.
I said they were great. They were great. They were fantastic. They were. I mean, hey man, hey look, if I'm Devontae Adams, I might be like, look, trade me to Baltimore. If we're gonna do stuff like that, trade me to Baltimore right away. You know what I'm saying? But no, on the serious note, like I said, everybody showed up, man. Everybody did their thing. So there's no slander. There's no wide receiving slander going on here. Everybody played their role correctly. People got wide open when they needed to get wide open, and they kept them in the game, man. They kept them in the game. There wasn't a blowout. It was none of that. The Ravens showed up offensively, and everybody played a big role in our victory today.
D, what did you think about the rest of the offense? Our boy Todd Monken. I know Georgia and a couple college football teams were struggling yesterday, but he called his best offensive game of the year.
I would agree, Byron. I think he definitely called his best offensive game. Just two concerns, and this comes on, we got to call them this now, a couple of dumb bars, hard ball moments. First, to end the first half, when the Ravens offense was out there, and it looked like you might just run the clock out for halftime. Don't let the Bengals get the ball back. They let the Bengals get the ball back. That's how they took the lead before the half, and that kind of gave the Bengals that momentum they had throughout the second half. I think that they carried through halftime, and the play clock. Play clock still an issue. It keeps going down to less than 5 seconds. And I thought the last time that was in regulation, I thought John Harbaugh could have called the timeout before the fumble happened. He kind of helped that out. Just stuff like that. Zach Taylor did call a timeout, but their play clock ran down. And granted, we're going to get to him in a moment because he went a little conservative in overtime. But with that being said, the offense was able to keep up, and they kept the Ravens in the football game today.
Before we get to the Cincinnati side and we get to the defense, what did you guys think of the offensive line today, Raj? What did you think about the old line today? I know no Voorhees again, Makari at left guard, and Rosengard at right tackle. We did have the safety, and a lot more Pat Ricard in this game too.
I thought they were okay. I mean, besides that Ricard mishap that led to the 2 point um, safety for the Bengals, I thought they were okay. I wish they did play Voorhees because Voorhees is going to be needed, and this is his rookie year, of course, and I wanted to see what he could do at left guard. Look at Justin Tucker. But I thought they were okay. Daniel Falele had a penalty. Um, but all in all, they did their thing. It wasn't too bad. They gave Lamar a lot of time to throw the football. And could have been better? Sure. But they didn't really, hurt our team today. And the middle of the field was kind of iffy as well. But on the outside, they opened up holes for Derrick Henry to get through. So they weren't bad. They weren't bad. They could have been better, but they weren't bad.
D, what you think about the O-line?
There we go. I think the old line was serviceable. It had its ups and downs. It wasn't as consistent as it's been the last 2 weeks, but they was able to overcome. Rosengarten got hurt briefly and came back in the game. I would have thought he's at least active. You're not going to start him, that's fine, but he needs to be at least active. I didn't quite get that. I'm getting word now from Jonas Schaefer that Marlon Humphrey left the locker room in the walking booth, declined to talk to the media. So we're hoping he's okay. I'm going to get to the in a little bit. But one more thing about the O-line, but their run blocking was pretty decent. Still think pass blocking, they're up and down. Like I said, they're consistent at times and they're not. So they need to get a little bit more consistent on that of the offensive line.
Well, let's get to the defense, guys. We know Roquan Smith had his best game, I think, today, too. 15 tackles. Brandon Stevens had 9 tackles, but he was getting burnt, like y'all mentioned. Trenton Simpson made some plays. Your boy Raj, 6 tackles. Marcus Williams had a couple plays, 5. Kyle Hamilton, 4 tackles. He had a sack, tackle for loss. Matabike is back with the sack. And Tavius Robinson had a sack as well. Kyle Van Noy, 2 tackles. Humphrey with the interception as well. And I believe who else had a sack? Matabike, Tavius Robinson, and Kyle Hamilton had the 3 sacks for today. What did you think of the defense, Raj? I know they were getting burnt a little bit. I believe Chase had almost 200 yards receiving. He had 10 for 193, 2 touchdowns with a 70-yarder.
I thought they were like breaking. That's what I thought they were doing. They weren't bending. They were breaking. But that's concerning. That Marlon Humphrey's in a walking boot. I don't like that. We'll see what happens. You see what the injury is. Hopefully it's not serious. Hopefully he's okay going forward. But the defense was breaking a lot today, man. I don't know what to really say. Jamar Chase almost had 200 yards. He should have had 200 yards if they would have kept throwing on the football. Anytime Stevens, was on him, he was just getting destroyed and torched all over the field. But yeah, man, they got a lot of work to do. They got a lot of film to watch, and they just need to work on. Zach Orr needs to work on play calling. Bottom line, he needs to work. He needs to watch this film, watch what he did wrong, watch what Joe Burrow and them was doing to him, and try to adjust. Man, I know this is his 5th game. He called a great game last week, and this week he wet the bed a little bit. But yeah, man, the Ravens defense is not as bad as they played today. They just can't be. They can't be this bad. But yeah, they were breaking a lot, pretty much. But shout out to Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, man. They were doing that thing, man. They did whatever they wanted to do. They did whatever they wanted to do to the Ravens, and they just didn't. They just couldn't pull it through at the end.
Yeah, T. Higgins is going to make a lot of money this offseason. He had 9 for 83, 14 targets, 2 touchdowns. Jamar Chase, 10 for 193, 2 touchdowns. Probably the best receiver duo in the league when healthy and locked in with Burrow. Gesicki, 2 for 31. AI had 1 catch for 39. Zach Moss, 3 for 28. I think rushing-wise, Chase Brown had 12 for 46, 9 for 24. D, what did you think about the defense today?
Thanks. Worst secondary in football, man. Hear me now, Bob?
Hold on, D, I can't hear you.
Yeah, come on, Bob.
Yeah, he's having technical difficulties.
Okay. Well, Rod, real quick, when you speak about that, the injury situation, I think outside the Marlon Humphrey thing, everybody today pretty much walked away unscathed. Let's
Yeah,
get the
every
special teams. Go ahead, go ahead.
no, what you about to say?
I was gonna say, what did you think about the special teams now that that actually was a difference in the game? It looked like they did have the miscue on Collier catching that ball on kickoff, but then the field goals by just the first field goal, it looked like it was going to go left and it curved back right, and then in overtime was pretty much a chip shot. What do you think about special teams today?
Like I said, this is Justin Tucker's best game of the season. He had a 56-yard field goal that went in for him. So I know his confidence has risen a little bit. He's feeling himself. He's feeling good that he could finally make a 50-yarder again. And he didn't hit the game-winning field goal to win in overtime. So I know he's on a mountain high, which is great. But we got to figure out who's going to be the punt returner and kick returner for this football team. While because that's the other guy that got hurt. So we got to see who's going to be Tyler Wallace or is it going to be Collier or is Justice Hill going to do it. We got to find somebody that's going to be able to return kicks and punts because I mean after he got hurt, after Deontay Hardy got hurt, we just don't know who's going to be the guy going forward.
D, do I got you back?
Yes, back in business.
Off on the defense.
On the defensive end, the secondary stunk the joint out today. I gotta say, it's not good at all. Pass rush was good early, disappeared late. I know they tried to blitz a little bit against the secondary, but it just didn't work at times. I mean, Nakwe was active. I didn't see him out there too much, Josh. I could be wrong on that. Matabike did have a good showing. Grand Noy was kind of neutralized. And they just got to get their pass rush better because Washington, we'll talk about them in a moment. They're gaining confidence as they're playing. They put up a lot of points. And if it's another shootout today, the Ravens might not be as fortunate as they was today.
And D, your thoughts on special teams? Raj mentioned the kick return situation. Would Keith Mitchell maybe be that guy? He could be back maybe December month.
Tucker redeemed himself, which I figured he was. Wasn't surprised. I thought Stout had an amazing punting game. Amazing punting game. He was booming them kicks. Without Harding, you could tell the kickoff returns. If it's Wallace, you're okay. If it's anybody else, Kolar with that terrible fumble, the Ravens think to overcome it, but it's like, come on, man, you can't. It wasn't a fumble, but you can't touch the ball right there. Let it go. If it would have bounced out of bounds, would have been in the Ravens' favor. Man. But outside of that, those special teams held up and did a decent job.
Well, as mentioned, it does not get any easier, guys. They return home next week. It will be still a 1 p.m. game, and the team that lives about 45 minutes down the road, Cervantes Commanders, will be invading the bank. And I don't know, we'll be hearing this a lot.
Haters can't stand us. Left hand Commanders. We fight for RDC. Who are we? The Commanders.
Raj, you'll be there next week. Will you be there next week? That's the question.
I'm still trying to. I don't know if I'm gonna be there next week or not.
Are those prices going down?
I don't know if I'm gonna be there next. If Wate said turn that off, I don't know if I'm gonna be there next week or not. I'm still trying to figure it out. The ticket prices look they keep skyrocketing right now. They're over 200 and above right now. So I don't know if they come down, I might be there. If they don't, I might. I don't know what's going to happen, but they might not come down. But I will say this, man. The Commanders are playing out of their minds right now. Jaden Daniels is doing right now. He's rookie of the year. Okay, he is rookie of the year right now. There's nobody else that's close to him. Caleb Williams is okay, but there's nobody else that's close to Jaden Daniels or what he's doing right now for that Commanders team. They are playing on a whole nother level right now than what I thought they could play like. And I ain't want to say I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm afraid to play them next week. After playing the Bengals, I am afraid to see the Commanders next week. Okay. Usually I'm not afraid to see them. I'm not gonna say that they never had a chance to beat us or whatever like that. Because when they had Chase Young, I was a little iffy on that. But now they finally found a quarterback that can do things like Jaden Daniels does. He's similar to what Lamar Jackson can do, and that's extremely scary on the other end. So I know it's going to be a dogfight. I know it's going to be a close game. I expect the Commanders to bring it, and I expect it to be a good game, just like it was this week. So, like I said before, man, they playing out of their minds right now as well, especially on defense. And yeah, Jada Daniels right now is Rookie of the Year.
D, the Commandos, as you like to call them, they're earning their name. I think we might get another shootout next week. I think both teams might score some points.
Well, Byron, you got a good point there. It might be another shootout. The two times that Washington's beaten Baltimore, the Ravens have won the Super Bowl. So, I mean, that's a decent omen, but Washington's got a lot of confidence. They're able to put up points. They're going to at least put up 24 points plus coming up next week. And just feel like the Ravens, they got to be able to slow Daniels down. He's the key, obviously, because before him, quarterback situation sucked. And with new ownership, it's a different spirit down there at the nation's capital. And I mentioned it before the season started. I thought they could at least win 10 games. And they're in first place right now in the division. They haven't played their toughest part of their schedule yet. I think we're the first game that's going to test them a little bit to see where they're at. And we got to see where we're at, especially on the secondary end. Now, both teams like to give up a lot of throwing yards. It didn't show today because the Browns stink. I mean, we'll talk about it in a bit, but it's going to be a shootout. The Ravens need to try to find a way to pull out like they did today. And they got to use the running game to offset Washington and both sides of the ball to win the game, I believe.
Let's talk about some of the games today as we go around the NFL for Week 5 already, guys. Can't believe it. Started early in London, guys. Matter of fact, let's go back to Thursday. Let's go back to Thursday because we had a really good game Thursday, guys. We didn't have Michael and put to sleep, even though Al Michaels is still doing play-by-play, D. But the Atlanta Falcons getting the win over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Thursday Night Football, 36-30 in overtime.
Well, it's a very good game. Atlanta, Kirk Cousins threw the pill around. He did his thing. Thought Baker Mayfield at times had Baker Mayfield moments. That time he was Baker, but Atlanta's got two big division games. They've won now at home. And they showed offensively they can get the job done. I picked Atlanta to win the game just because of the fact that I thought Cousins would outduel Baker Mayfield. I expect Cousins to get over 500 yards, but he got the job done on Thursday night. And then Atlanta, I forget who they play next week, Byron, on top of my head, but their team to definitely be reckoned with. No question about it.
Rod, your thoughts? I think Atlanta, I'll get that up for you. Atlanta has the Panthers, D, and then the Seahawks, and then the Buccaneers again.
So tough at the Carolina, because they beat Carolina next.
Go ahead, Rod.
No, you can move on to the next game. It was a great game between Buccaneers and Falcons. I'm not surprised that Atlanta won. I'm not surprised at all. But Tampa Bay is a tough team as well. So hats off to both teams.
Well, let's start with this morning's festivities. Because a certain Jets fan is really quiet, I'm sure, as the Vikings improved to 5-0 in London, beat the Jets 23-17. Aaron Rodgers got hurt, came back, has a lot of interceptions. Raj, what the hell is going on with the Jets, man? Are they just jetting it up?
I don't know what's going on with the Jets, but yeah, Aaron Rodgers didn't have a good day today. He did get hurt. He was playing with a sprained ankle, I believe. But yeah, the Vikings, they are that team, man. They are that team. Defensively, they're really good. Offensively, they have two of the best weapons, Jordan Addison and Jefferson on that team. So, I mean, I'm not surprised that they won. I'm not surprised that the Jets lost. But the Jets, they got Aaron Rodgers is 40 years old, man. He needs a clean pocket to operate. And today was not one of those days where he was able to move around and operate and get the ball off quickly. He struggled a little bit, threw some bad interceptions. and that's how it went for the Jets today. So they'll regroup next week. Let's see what they do next week.
Believe they have Buffalo at home. D, your thoughts on the Jets?
Um, the Jets defense really kept Sam Donald in check. Wasn't able to throw any touchdowns today, and just the Jets are the Jets, same old Jets. I mean, no matter who the quarterback is, they can find a way to lose the football game more times than not, and that's what they do. They did it today in London, but that's what they do. And they get the Bills next week, a big game for the division on Monday Night Football, and just feel like they just not getting it in. Minnesota, I believe Byron has a bye next week, and I think they play the Lions after that. So it's going to be a huge game for them in the NFC North, because the North right now is the best division in football. All 4 teams are competitive, and all 4 teams bring it every week.
Well, we don't have to spend too much time on this one. The Bears get the 3-2 over the Panthers.
Yeah, you can move. You can move on. You can move on.
Yeah, Panthers suck.
The Dolphins with Tyler Huntley and Odell Beckham made his debut with the Dolphins. They beat the Patriots. I picked the Patriots. I don't know why. 15-10.
Yeah, Tyler Huntley looked terrible today, but the Patriots is just as terrible as Tyler Huntley. So I'm not surprised that the Dolphins won.
Yeah, Akeem got hurt for the Dolphins. The other running back, but they was able to overcome that. 2 bad offensive teams. We're looking for the watch of May up there in New England, because Brissett, I don't know if he got to 100-yard passing today. That's how bad he was. And it's time for May to get in there, I think, sooner than later.
Commanders had Hammer dancing at halftime, D and Landover, on that terrible field as they beat the Browns.
Oh, the Browns stink. They're terrible. Deshaun Watson is stealing money at this point, but he is gone off. Couldn't make the throws. Yeah. Now, very quickly, Washington's 4 wins so far has been the Browns, the Bengals, the Giants, and I forget their 4th win they had. Cardinals, yeah, Cardinals. The 4 teams they have played are not great, so that's why I think the Ravens will win next week. I'm going on record and saying that, because they're actually playing a team now that can match up with them. But with that being said, the Commanders is getting it done. Roger said it right. Mr. Daniels is by far the Rookie of the Year. And he's livened up. Robinson, McLaurin, Eckler coming in looking good. This other wide receiver, Brown, that's the sign. But Conklin has looked well. And it's going to be an interesting game next week here in Baltimore. The Browns, they're done. They're just not trying to be in last place in Cincinnati. I think the Bengals are better than the Browns. So the Browns are done. And when are we going to see the 2 other quarterbacks for Cleveland? That's my question.
Raj, any thoughts on the Browns? The Commanders?
No thoughts at all.
Well, I know Tony Khan is continually losing in the ratings, which we know, but they won on the field today, and Trevor Lawrence actually looked like an actual quarterback today, Raj. They barely beat Joe Flacco-led Colts 37-34. And yeah, Tony Khan only has 2 days until a dynamite. So how fun.
And speaking of Joe Flacco, that's who I got on today, baby. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Check him out, baby. That's right. My boy Flacco, the big Flack Easy, had a great day today. Even though they lost, he had 3 touchdowns and I think over 300 yards. He was killing it. But his team, full of injuries. It just didn't work out for him today. But to be honest with you, I think they should go forward with Flacco. Anthony Richardson doesn't look right. He never has looked right. He always gets hurt. And Joe Flacco, even though he's almost 40 years old, he still got an arm on him and he still can get it down the field. But yeah, the Jaguars got their first win today, finally. But the Colts, they are very banged up. And like I said, they need to just stick with Flacco at this point.
Go ahead, D.
I had changed my pick before the game, saying that Jonathan Taylor wasn't going to play for the Colts, and there was no way Jacksonville, all the injuries that the Colts had, was going to lose the football game at home, and they almost did, but they didn't. And I've been saying for a while now, Anthony Richardson, between high school and NFL, he's only played about 16, 17 games, and he needs to really be developed more. He has the raw talent, but he's too wild with his play, and he needs to really sit and learn. And Joe Flacco's getting it done. He can learn how to be a successful quarterback under Flacco and take a lot of lessons from him because he just don't look good. Now, Jacksonville, big win. They go to London to play the Bears next week. They needed it because if not, I would agree with the cons down there. Folks should have been fired because there's no way you lose to a team like the Colts. Backup quarterback, backup running back, defense banged up. There's no way you should have lost the game.
Wish we could find Tony Khan. But anyway, Texans beat the Bills 23-20. Man, them Texans are starting to find their stride, looking like that team we thought before the season, guys. Go ahead, Raj. They're going to run away with this division.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. The Houston Texans, they're a good team. They had a little mishaps today, but they figured out how to win. The Bills, coming off the ass whooping from last week from the Ravens, had another letdown game today. Maybe they coming into form now after that 3-0 start. So we shall see what they do against the Jets next week. But it was a good game between both teams.
Go ahead, D.
Around this time of year, you start to see who the real deal is, who the frauds are, and we know Houston was the real deal. And they showed today why they are able to fight in a tough game. The Bills are the best team in the AFC East. For all their real deal, and they showed the last 2 weeks on the road, they haven't been able to get the job done against two teams that's going to be the division leaders or right there in the playoff race. And the Bills got a lot of soul searching to do, man. They need to find some weapons around Josh Allen, man, because them guys they got now, they ain't getting the job done. And it is kind of funny. Even though Stephon Diggs didn't do all that much, he does get a little revenge in the win.
Let's get to the 4 o'clock door real quick. Seahawks on the dogfight with Giants. Mike McDonald's team might be on upset alert, but Seattle has the ball on the other side of the field.
I'll take this one quickly. The Giants actually was going in for a touchdown, fumbled the ball. Seattle ran it back for 6 points. Seattle's offense has really struggled in this football game so far, but it's not too surprising because of the fact that their defense is good. It's that they can't score, no neighbors now, no Singletary. Their offense is very limited, but they may be able to move the ball just enough. So we'll see if they can pull it off. But I like Seattle.
Right.
I don't got nothing for you, man. I haven't been really watching it.
Rams and Packers. Rams are beating the Packers 13-10.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of this game, though. The Packers are struggling offensively, which is shocking. But, the Rams are a decent team, although their 2 wide receivers are banged up. But yeah, man, this might come down to the wire between the Packers and Rams.
Byron Love had that bad throw in the end zone that got picked 6. Pretty bad. That's why it's the difference in the game now, 13-10. The Rams is going to struggle. They don't have their 2 best receivers. Kind of know that they're going to depend on Williams, Itrell, and company to kind of hang them in the game. But that being said, I do like Green Bay still in the game. I think they're the better overall team. But would have shot me, the Rams wouldn't have shot me. And we just seen in the Seattle game that Seattle just turned over the ball. The Giants look like they got it back. So, goodness.
Any thoughts on Mr. Love? Right? Oh, you did say already. Yeah, Mr. Love. You did your thing. I see. And the 49ers is pretty much about to blow out the Cardinals. They got the ball back, I believe, and yeah. Not much to see here.
Yeah, I don't got nothing for you with that either.
Well, it's funny. They moved that top crew on Fox to that game instead of Miami, New England. You can't blame them. But the 49ers is getting healthy. They're showing that they're one of the better teams in the NFC. The Arizona Cardinals, they're going to be exciting, but they're not going to have many wins.
Cowboys and Steelers tonight. We know the nostalgia of this rivalry, but no Micah Parsons. I don't know what's going to happen in this game. I really don't know who's going to win, Raj.
Yeah, I don't trust the Cowboys, man. I be honest with you. The Steelers, they're gonna come and fight. This is what they do. They love these kind of games. And on top of that, with Micah Parsons in, Lawrence out, it's gonna be a struggle for that defense, for the Cowboys defense. But I am rooting for the Cowboys, of course. I want them to win, but I just think the Steelers are gonna have too much to say about the Cowboys tonight, and I think the Steelers are gonna take that.
Go ahead, D.
You know, I kind of agree with Roger. I picked Dallas to win the game before I knew about the injuries. I'm going to stick with it just because Dak Prescott is the best quarterback probably that the Steelers is going to face this year. I mean, not this year, but going now, these first 5 games of the year. He should be able to find a way to win, but he's going to have to score in the 20s. Can't get into a defensive game with the Steelers because you're not going to win that battle. We do have one more late game. It's the Raiders and Broncos. It's 13-10. Denver at the moment, they just took the lead. Denver's defense is really good, Byron, but their offense is really bad. Denver's offense is really bad.
Yes, I think Patrick ran a 100-yard interception return, Raj. And they have to see the Ravens. They have to come to the bank soon. So
I know. Oh joy.
another hard defense for Lamar. So we'll see what happens there. Monday night, the Tribal Chief. We know we saw the OTC last night. We see the NFL Tribal Chief tomorrow night against the Saints. Anybody bet against the Chiefs, even with the injuries?
No, I've never bet against them. I never. This is what I think about the Chiefs. This is me. This is me and the Chiefs. Yes, I'm bowing. I'm bowing. I'm bowing. I'm bowing. Yes.
Acknowledge me.
D, are the Chiefs going to make a move? I know the trade rumors are heating up for a lot of guys.
I mean, they would love to get Mr. Adams, but the Raiders will never do that. So that ain't gonna happen. But they all probably gonna be looking for another wide receiver, no doubt. They're probably looking for another secondary player for their secondary. But the Chiefs against the Saints, I like the Tribal Chiefs because the Saints, they're still not quite there yet. They're on their second tier. They're not there to take on the top team like Kansas City.
You're on mute, Byron.
That is all we got today, fellas. D, I'm gonna start with you for any closing remarks and anything that you want to point out or applaud coming up to the camera, brother.
Yeah, man. Dive Sporting Network. You check it out on the Twitter at Dive Sporting Net. And Dive Sporting Network on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Of course, the mothership. We are rolling now. Mr. High School Football. It's going to be a lot of special basketball events. We just did the alumni, Morgan State alumni games. And next week we'll be doing the Challenge Tower preview to the basketball regular season. And then in 2 weeks we'll be down in Chantilly, Virginia to do the Hall of Six camp. So I have a lot of teams there. That's another preview to the girls' regular season. So a lot of that action coming at you. Check us out on Dodge 29.
Real quick, D, I know you weren't here last night. Did you enjoy Bad Blood? I gotta get your input on it.
You know, Bad Blood was good in the beginning, the end, the middle. You know, we could have had Ben Balor and them on NyQuil. They should have been a triple threat with Bailey, Naomi, and Nia Jax. Tiffany could have cashed in. And the women's joint, it made sense, but again, you know, they could have been on Raw or something like that. So, wasn't a bad pay-per-view. Yeah. Yes. Hallelujah. I don't think it's gonna be like that when they go to Netflix though, but right now we take it.
Raj, what we got going on this week? Now, we were busy last week, we'll be busy again this week.
Well, we got a lot going on, man. We got Monday Night Show with Sean Yost. He's be our special guest. So I'm pretty sure we'll talk football and politics. Then we have a super show on Tuesday, WWE NXT versus Dynamite, which is moving to Tuesday for one night for the MLB playoffs. So we'll have a doubleheader coverage on that. So no show Wednesday. Pretty sure we'll have a show, do something on Thursday, maybe previewing the next Maryland football game or Ravens football game. So just stay tuned, man. We got a lot of things coming up, a lot more content on the channel. And we've been moving it, man. We've been moving, shaking, and popping. So if you have not, please hit that like and subscribe button. Plenty more to come and plenty to stay tuned for.
as Raj mentioned, podcast tomorrow, Title Tuesday on Tuesday, NXT and AEW, Ravens preview, Commanders, that game preview coming up for the Commanders. Lorian start, Devontae tomorrow as well, looking forward to the game. And of course, we'll be back with the Maryland as they return to action this week as well. And everything else in between, maybe the Orioles video, recapping what they talked about in the Lions luncheon they had. See if they're going to spend some money. So we'll see. For D, for Rod, thank you guys for watching the Baltimore Ravens postgame show. The game of the year so far. Ravens winning overtime 41-38. Guys, as always, Flex Zone only place giving you Ravens coverage and sports. How you want it?
When you need it.
As Rod's got the fireworks behind him. Ravens return home next Sunday to play the Commanders. We'll be here afterwards. Hit the bell, hit the subscribe button, hit that like button. And until next week and throughout the week, check out Dive, Sportsnet, and of course, we're in the Flex Zone. We gone, y'all. Peace. Thank you.
Acknowledge me!